GreatTastesMB.ca is your online source for over 300 tried and true recipes, full episodes on demand, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content, including features on Manitoba's farm families. Subscribe today.
Welcome back to Great Tastes of Manitoba. We are here with Manitoba canola growers. We canola do it, and peach, oat, and almond crumble bars. Sweet, but not over the top sweet. No. Although with Ellen here, we might get over the top sweet a little bit, which is
maybe
good.
A little spice too,
a little
right?
Spice and a little sweet. So happy to have you again, and we are making a very delicious dessert. It's oats, not just for breakfast anymore.
Totally, and
this is
you know, we're using lots of fruits and veg in all of our recipes, but we're calling for fresh peaches, but you can also use frozen peaches as well if you want.
And you were saying also like any kind of stone fruit.
Any stone fruit. Yeah, like mango, nectarine, it works beautifully. And it's kind of like an upscale apple crisp. Okay. Right? But I think it's a wonderful thing that you can add into your repertoire of baking. And do you procrastinate? Procrastinate?
Procrastinate. I've never heard that. Let me think about that for a sec. Explain what you mean by
Well, you know
that.
when you should be doing something else and then you just bake the day away.
Oh,
right? Just me? Is that what you're saying?
I would eat the baking as a means of procrastinating, so we make a good team in that respect.
We do. So we're going to start with our peaches, and then we're adding in lemon juice and lemon zest. And we need a little bit of sugar, so we're kind of making it be like a jammy jam stuff.
Oh, I love this already.
And then our thickener, do you want to give that a mix? Totally. And then we're going to add in that cornstarch.
Sure. Yeah, this is great.
So it brings it all together. But if fresh is in season, I would use it, but frozen is so awesome.
For sure.
Okay, so cornstarch goes in.
Okay. So now I don't
that's
have
just
to worry
going to
about
coat, and that's going to thicken.
I don't have to worry about keeping like the peaches in the perfect form here, because this is essentially going to be cooked down and
cooked down. Just get that cornstarch all covered, and then we're going to get it nice and bubbly. Okay. And that's going to be part of our filling.
Okay, so I'll just kind of keep an eye on that, and we'll move on to other
I'll
things.
do the base. So the base is pretty simple. We're starting out with wheat, or flour, which is made from wheat, of course.
And what was that phrase that you mentioned earlier? We were talking about canola, we were talking about wheat, how a lot of the producers produce both.
And they grow a lot of wheat, and so I think, you know, wheat is king and canola is queen.
Okay.
So it's just in, like, for farmers that grow in their production cycle, you know, wheat and canola are probably their top two crops, and they are the top two crops in Manitoba.
Oh, there you go. And as far as oats are concerned, I know
Here's our oats.
And there they are. Yeah, like half of what we produce here in Manitoba actually is consumed by people in Manitoba. So
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
and oats is such a great product, and like you said, it's not just for breakfast.
No.
So we have flour, oats, we have almonds that are going in, brown sugar, cinnamon. So that's kind of what we're starting to be our base. Let's get this baby on here. It worked. Give it a pulse. Beautiful, it comes all together. So we have our eggs, and now we're going to use 1/3 cup of canola oil in here. And that just, you know, it's a great ingredient to bake with.
I'm disoriented because you're actually putting it in a measuring cup, because normally it's like...
For baking, you know, it needs to be a bit of a science, and you should do pretty much exact measurements. That goes in. And then we have our vanilla. So as this goes on, we will pour it through.
Okay, so Countryside Farms Vita eggs. And it's going to start to
It will just come together for a nice crumble. So we'll give it a second here. Okay. And it's not looking beautiful. Go to high. Done. Perfect.
Okay.
So it's an 8x8 baking sheet that you can do. Now you can line it with parchment, but if you don't have parchment, you know, a baking trick is using canola oil, because it's not going to add any little extra flavors into your pan, and it will make it be like that you're oiling it. And you can use paper towel, or I got a piece of little parchment here, rub all the sides down.
And canola likes that high heat.
They do. It can take it, so it works great for baking. Our peaches are looking beautiful. Okay, so this comes out. And then we will take some of the base.
Just kind of mash it in
and
there.
mash it in. So you don't want to use it all, because the top, this base also becomes our crumble on the top.
Oh, okay.
So now we're going to maybe get a little bit more. So save about 1/3 for our crumble. Okay, so I'll mash it in.
Okay.
Then we take our nice kind of jammy jam peaches.
So again, you would cook this, like you would cook this down, or do you, like, do they actually stay in this form? Like when you said jammy jam, I was thinking like that it's like jam, but these are still like.
It's bringing it all together. Like we want to thicken, we're releasing some of the moisture from the peaches. With the cornstarch, it's going to add a nice sauce to it, and then the sugar factor comes
So then,
in.
is
And
this
the
enough?
lemon gives it the brightness that we want. Okay, so I could pat it down a little bit more, but let's pour it in.
But but this is essentially like we're not
This is
speeding
it.
this up for TV
Nope,
right now.
this
are we?
is as is. You're gonna heat up your oven to 400.
Ooh, hang on.
Hang on,
go.
here we
All right,
go.
got it. Oh, the thing's heavy.
This is-
Whoa. Okay.
Isn't that beautiful?
All right. Yes, it is. It is lovely.
You're gonna heat up your oven, and then
Oh, it
just
smells
like
so
that,
good,
right?
too.
This goes on the top, and then Des, we have a baked one. Do you want to take a bite?
We do. Yeah. And
Do you
know, I was
wanna
thinking
bite
about it,
into
like, you know, yeah. Oatmeal's or oats are not just for breakfast anymore. But I'm gonna I can eat this like oatmeal, so I'm gonna do that.
So I'll procrastinate, and then you will taste, and we'll be a great duo and team.
This is perfect. Okay, when we come back, Aaron Alblas, beverage pairings, back in a sec. Great Taste Manitoba.
You're watching Great Tastes of Manitoba, brought to you in part by the Government of Canada and Manitoba Agriculture through the Canadian Agricultural Partnership.